A reminder for those of you outside, the bar is open indoors. We have champagne available for our toast to kick off tonight's main program in just a few minutes. Good evening, everyone. May I have your attention to the stage? Good evening. This may take a couple of minutes. We haven't been together in 3 years. Is there anyone in the audience who can hear me who is gifted with the skill of the loud whistle? May we thank you so very much. May we have everyone's attention. As we start our program tonight, firstly, I want to say I am grateful that we are all here together in one room. Are you grateful for that? Yes. And because we're not on Zoom, with a filter, to reassure the people sitting near you, turn to the right and left and say, "You look good in person. You look good. You look good." And with that, we have a great program in for. I'm so excited that you're here. The first thing we need to do is get as loud as we can as we welcome to the stage for our opening toast, our president and CEO. Start putting your hands together for Scott Shakelberg. Yes.
Thank you. Whoa, good evening, everybody. This is going to be a little awkward. I don't think I've spoken to a group since February in person, February 2020. So I beg your forgiveness if I'm a little rusty this evening. But if folks want to gather in, I would just like to get us started with a toast this evening. So I want to start by recognizing our volunteers and staff. They are the people who have sustained our operations across these last 2 challenging years. So if you are a volunteer for Miriam's Kitchen, could you please raise your hand? Awesome. If you are a staff member of Miriam's Kitchen, could you please raise your hand? Oh. So, across the past 2 years, a lot of people made a choice that our guests and that our duty to our guests was so important that they were willing to make sacrifices. Our volunteers and our staff were amongst those people, and I am so proud to work with them today and to have this opportunity for us to all to get together. So I just want to offer and ask everybody to raise their glass and offer a toast to our volunteers. Oh, wow. Thank you. What service? Our volunteers and our staff for their dedication and their courage. A toast to all of you. I hope you have a wonderful time this evening. Thank you. Hear, hear. I also want to thank all of the people who have supported us financially over the last couple of years. We could not have done what we did to sustain our services without people supporting us and allowing us to continue to hire great staff and do all the other things that we needed to do to make sure people and our guests were safe during the pandemic and continue our operations. And finally, I want to thank our guests, the men and women who come to Miriam's Kitchen every day. For many of them, the pandemic was hardest on them in terms of what we had to do to change our operations. For many people know that we were serving our meals and our case management service outside really up until last October. And it was hard on our guests. And we did it because we knew it was in their safety and in their best interest, but it was tough. So I thank our guests for their patience and endurance across this time. And I'm excited to announce that we are going to finally be reopening our dining room for indoor dining next week, I believe on Thursday. So I'm very excited about this. And I'm really grateful for this opportunity to be able to be here and celebrate with all of you this evening for the first time in 3 years. What has surprised me most as a hardcore introvert is how much I actually miss the energy of being with people. One of my duties during the worst parts of the pandemic, when I was one of the few people in the office, was to go around the building delivering supplies to various departments. And so to do that, I had a favorite hand cart. I named the hand cart Flash. And the reason I named Flash was because he was my steadfast companion day in and day out when no one else was around. So as much as I admire and respect Flash, I am so much happier to be with all of you this evening than my hand cart delivering supplies. So thank you for all of coming here and enjoying it. And here's to Flash, because Flash is still in service at Miriam's Kitchen. So now we have a big moment ahead of us. You know, hopefully we've turned the corner on the pandemic. And in terms of our mission and our vision of ending long-term homelessness in DC, we are at a moment when we have a generational opportunity to end long-term homelessness in the District of Columbia. This past year, we were able to secure 2,400 vouchers or housing for 2,400 individuals who have experienced long-term homelessness, and we are continuing to fight for additional housing resources to make sure that we can end long-term homelessness in the District of Columbia. What does that mean? That means that, you know, whether it is your elderly neighbor or the person who's in your neighborhood who doesn't have a roof, has a safe place to sleep, a safe place to store their medications, and a safe place to get ready for their day. We have this generational opportunity to end long-term homelessness. And I'm proud to introduce a few of the people that are here this evening and that we are honoring this evening, who have been incredible allies in this progress towards ending long-term homelessness. So we will hear more from him in a bit, but Councilmember Brianne Nadeau, who is up here in front. Lindsey Buss, yep, there's Lindsey. Lindsey Buss, who's the Chief External Affairs Officer of Community Outreach at the World Bank Group, and last but not least, activist and MK supporter Wesley Thomas. So, to everyone, thank you again for coming this evening. I am so grateful, and I am now going to turn it back to our MC. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Scott, everyone, please. You better go this way. Now, friends, my name is Benjamin Farrell, and I'm very excited to be with you because the next portion of the program involves some of you winning incredible prizes. So I need to ask a quick question. Who in this room has participated in a live auction before? So we need some explaining to do. Here's how the live auction works. I'm going to tell you about a great prize. You're going to hold up your hand, and a few seconds later, I'm going to tell you what you've won and how much you've invested with Miriam's Kitchen. That's how it's going to work. And I need you to answer me, if you would, right now. Yes or no, are you here to support Miriam's Kitchen? And a little bit louder, are you here to support the men and women who rely on Miriam's Kitchen each and every day? Are you here, yes or no? We got to hear you nice and loud. Are you excited to be here? Now, when the auction starts, it's going to be great. People are going to be bidding. It's going to be exciting. But right before somebody wins, I'm going to ask you all, and I do need everyone to help. I'm going to say, should he or should she bid one more time? And if I ask you that, does everyone agree, yes or no, to help us by saying yes? We need to practice right now. Here we go, give it a bid, here we go, here we go, give it a bid, here we go, here we go, give it a bid. Ladies and gentlemen, should she bid again? Yes. Oh, I think we're going to raise some money right now. No pressure, no pressure. But everyone wants you to bid. Here we go, give it a bid, here we go, give it a bid, here we go, able to buy. Ladies and gentlemen, should he bid again? The other thing is when people bid, you got to cheer for them. We can't do this quietly. This is not winking and blinking and nod. We're here to get fired up because people are relying on us to raise money. Let's begin. Let's take a look at our first item, which is fantastic. And by the way, if you've not if you've not previewed the live auction items, you can do so on your phone. I hope everyone is logged in and bidding. First one we've got is a great stay right here in the city, 4 seasons. You decide when you need it. Unbelievable staycation. It can be a vacation. It could be a place to put your in-laws next Thanksgiving when you want peace and quiet. The ultimate staycation requires no planning. You just say, I'm ready to go. 5-star luxury accommodation, 4 seasons. Are you ready? Does someone want to win an overnight at the 4 Seasons here tonight? Raise your hand if you would like this item. Just raise your hand if you just, of course you do it. Of course you would. So guess what? I'm going to ask you to start the bidding at any amount you want. At any amount you want. Okay, good. You ready for this? Overnight stay. She said she's going to start the bidding. When people bid, you got to cheer. So here we go. Ready? And the other thing is, if you've never done this before, bidding feels really good. Okay, it feels good, but you know what feels better? Winning. Yes, she's at $100. Give her a round of applause. Come on. 1 now would have been $200. Hands up. 2 would have go. 2 would have been 2 would have been 2. You got to put your hand up high. $200. Here would have go. 2 would have been 2. You're not telling me that one person doesn't want to. Of course you do, sir. Hands was up, so I'm coming right back to you. 200 back here. Now your turn at 3 would have been 3. 300 now would have been 4. Now you can't get quiet. We got to get rowdy tonight. 3 now would have been 4. 400, yes, ma'am, right here with you. 400 now would have been 5, sir. Would he go 5? Would have been 5? Would have been 5? Would he go 5? 5, 5, 5. Only 500. Now would have been 5, sir. Would he go 5? Would have been 5? Would have been 500. Going once. You're in command at 400. $500 here. Would he go 5? Would have been 5. Remember, it feels good to win. 500 going. Where? Yes, ma'am. Let's go, everybody. 5. Now you can do it. Here we go. Give now. Would have been 600. Here we go. 600. Here would have been 600. Here we go. 600. Here we go. 600. Now. No, she says 600. She says I'm thinking about it. 600. Take a sip of something. Yes, 600. Now your turn. $700. Here we go. 777. She can do it. You 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 can do it. 700. Now would he go 700 going once. You see how exciting it is when you raise your hand in the game. 7. Yeah, 700. And now $800 over here. $800 over here. You can do it. 800 now. Should he bid again? Give him some encouragement. Give him some encouragement. 800 now would have been 800 here. Only 800. It's only money, by the way, which you can make more of anytime starting tomorrow. 800 now would have been 800 here. Would have been 800 going once. Hey, if you've not bid yet, just jump in at any time. It's free to everyone to join. 800 now would have been 800 here. Would have been 800 going twice. That person was waving. She's standing up. She was waving. Now, the other thing you don't want to do right now is go, hey, Greg, you don't want to do that right now. $800, third and final. You're the winner at 700, man. You are the winner. Third, let's go like this. Going once, in case you're thinking. Going twice for 800. Third and final call. Now, when somebody wins, I really want you all to cheer for him. So guess what, ma'am? Guess the good news. You know what the good news is? Ladies and gentlemen, so give her a hand, $700. Oh yeah, turn that up. Thank you, sir. Yes, yes. All right, right. Now here's the next one. Remember when the pandemic hit and you all had a great idea, as I did too? I said, I'm going to hop on Airbnb. I'm going to work from home. I'm just going to go take a great vacation. And when you got on Airbnb, guess what was out there? The answer, not much. Everyone else was already there. We have an amazing vacation home here for you tonight. It is in Montreat, North Carolina, which happens to be just 15 minutes from downtown Asheville. Home of the Biltmore State, home of New Belgium Brewing, home of Sierra Nevada Brewing, home of amazing restaurants like Tupelo Honey and Biscuit Head, and on and on. Asheville is a fun place to go. It is a fun place to go. Beautiful fall foliage if you want to go in the fall. It is a gorgeous home that accommodates 6 people, 4 bedrooms. You decide, private home donated here tonight for a 6-person vacation. Notice I did not say spring break 26 people. I said 6 people, 4-bedroom home. Montreat, North Carolina, you decide when you want to go. Who is ready to lead the bidding? Raise your, yes ma'am. Now, I was thinking about starting, yes, are you ready? Are you locked in? Are you locked? Okay, here you go. Where do you want to start? Totally up to you. I was going to start at maybe 2,000 or 3,000. You can start anywhere. Kidding. 274,000. Would you consider starting at $500? 1 week vacation, Montreat, North Carolina, 6 people. She's locked in. She's dialed in. She wants to win. She wants to go. She started the bidding at 500. Yes, give her a hand. 500. And now let's just do it. 750. Where? 750. 1 week vacation. Yes, 750. I'm sorry, I saw him in the back. And now your turn at 1,000, ma'am. You're ready to go 1,000. But at 1,000. Yes, 1,000. Now we're at 1,250. Ready to go 12. Yes, and now we're at 1,500. Will you go to 15? Oh, right behind you was 12. He's at 1,500, yes. And now it is 1,750. You're having fun. Notice she's having fun bidding. I love this. 15, now it is 7. You got to cheer for the bidders. Cheer for the bidders. 15 now, but 1,750, yes sir. And now would have been $2,000, sir. Would he go 2? Would he go 2,000 or consider 2,000? He's at 1,750. Good decision. Now 1,750. Would he go 7? Excuse me. He's at 1,750. Now $2,000. Would he go 2? Would have been 2? Would have been 2? Would he go 2? 2? 2? Would have been 2? 2? Would he go 2? 2? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. $2,000 now would have been 2. Would have been 2? 2? 2? 2? 2? 1,750 is bid. How about $2,000 going once? I'm telling you what, 2,000 is a deal. 1 week vacation, private home in the mountains. 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, going twice. Yes, sir! Give him a hand, 2,000. And now you can do it. Now would have been 2,250, would have been 2,250, would have been 2,250, would have been 2,250. Divided by 6, divided by 6. Everyone goes in, form an alliance, use a lifeline, phone a friend. 2,250, now would have been, how about just for you, 2,100. One more tank of gas. Yeah, 21. Now would he go 22, sir? A little bit louder. He can't hear you over there, everybody. 22 would have been 22, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Tell him yes. Should he bid again? Tell him yes. Here would have been 22, would have been 22, would have been 22, would he go 22, would have been 22, 2, 2. You could be on the back patio right there, the fall colors, you take a picture, you post, this is my current situation. All of us here are going to like and share. We're going to like and share your current situation. 22 going once. 2,200 now, 2,200 going twice. Third and final call. Thinking about it, talking about it. Big round of applause. So, thank you. $2,100. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes. All he does, that's right. I appreciate you doing that. Thank you. Yes, we know how this one goes, right? One more item, that's it. One more, that's it. So we do not have an item for everybody here tonight. If you want to win, now's your chance to bid to win. What's cool about this? Not something you can find. There's not going to be a Groupon for this. It is donated here from our good friend over at the Washington Post, Tom Setsema, the food critic. Now guess what? When you're going with the Washington Post food critic, yes or no, do you think you're going to be getting unbelievable service? Yes. Are you going to find one of the trendiest, hottest restaurants to go to? Yes. You and a friend join Tom on a food critic tour. How fun and special and unique is this? If you're a foodie, this item is for you. Who is ready to join him? Mutually agreed upon date. You can encourage him to take you to a great restaurant. If you want to go to Chipotle, he may take you there. I don't know. I would recommend something on a different level. Raise your hand if you would like to start and bid and win this opportunity with the Washington Post food critic, Tom Setsema. Who wants to? Yes, ma'am. Now, where do you want to start the bidding? I was thinking this one, 5,000, but you can start anywhere you want. Anywhere you want. Totally up to you. Okay, she's starting at 350. Give her a round of applause, everybody. $350. Now we've got a $500 right there. Now we're going to go $750. We need $750. Yes, and now it would have been $1,000. Yes, and now it would have been $1,250. Now this is the last one. We got to raise some money right now. Let's go. $1,000 here. $1,250. Now it would have been $1,500. Here would go 15. Would have been 15. Would have been 15. Yes, and now it would have been $1,750. Would have been $1,750. You can do it. Yes, and now it would have been $2,000. $2,000. Now we're going to go $2,250. A little bit louder. A little bit louder. A little bit louder. A little bit louder. $2,250 now. $2,250 now. Would have been $25. To go $25. Yes, and now we're going to go $2,750. Here we go. Give 20. Yes, 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 yes. You've got auction fever, I can tell. $2,750 now would have been $3,000. $3 now would go $3,250. Would have $3,250. A little bit louder. She can't hear it. 32, 32, 32, 50, 32, 50, 32, 50 here. Yes, and now it would have been $3,500. Here would have been 35, 35. A little bit louder. You got to cheer them on. This is it. 3,500. Now it would have been 37.50, 37.50, 37.50, 37, 37. Should she bid? Yes. Now $4,000. Yes, and now it would have been 42. Yes, and now 4,500. Yes, and now we're going to go 47.50. You can do it. Yes. $5,000. Yes, and now 52.50. You can win. You can win. 52.50. Give her some positive encouragement. 52, 50, 52, 52, 50. It's such a good idea. Yes, and now 5,500. A great idea. Yes, and now 57.50. One more time. No eye contact with other bidders. We're at 50. You know what? You've done such an amazing job right here. Stand by for a second. I gotta ask something. Stand by. I gotta ask a quick question. We are at 5,500, asking for 57.50. I'm gonna ask headquarters. Here's the good news. I thought something like this might happen because the item is so great, because you can't get it anywhere else, because it was only donated here. Guess what Tom said? If it goes really well and two people are bidding like this with reckless abandon, I don't want anyone to feel like they lost. I don't want anyone to miss out. So for you, sir, and you, ma'am, he said you both can win. So we have a high bid of 5,500. It's 50. Will you all match each other at the same bid? So let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. 5,500, 5,500. Here we are, sold. Give them a big hand. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay to put your hands up right now. Woo! That was awesome. And for everyone that donated an item, and certainly for everyone that placed a few bids, one more big round of applause, please. One more big round of applause. Now stand by, because we have a special guest with us. Have your attention here. This is my fault. We get all worked up. We're going to just try, give it a shot here. If we could have everyone's kind and quiet attention. They say you're not supposed to shh. I do want to try to get everyone's attention. I have a special presentation here. I've got almost there. Shh. I do want everyone's kind and quiet attention. We only get together once a year, in this case, once every 3 years. Everyone who's here, if you're new to Miriam's Kitchen, perhaps even if you are familiar with Miriam's Kitchen, it is really important, the work that's being done. We're living in a society and a system where homelessness is tolerated, and Miriam's Kitchen is doing everything it can to change that system. Back when we were open and everyone could freely come in, you would see guests in there working on beading or knitting or painting. Why is that? Can we agree that art and expressing yourself through art is a beautiful way of not just expressing yourself, but connecting us to one another? And one of these great mediums is poetry. We all can remember a time when special words allowed us to better understand ourselves and even heal when we needed healing. Well, we have a great friend with us here. is going to come to the stage and share in just a moment. Please welcome from the Poet Life, the Truth. Come on up.
Hello, how is everybody doing out there? How y'all doing looking as... Oh my goodness. Y'all look amazing out there. And this is such a beautiful affair. So I have a question for all my lovely people out there. Who remembers the movie The Wiz? There was a song by Stephanie Mills that went, "When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing." I think a lot of us have forgotten what it feels like to be home. Lost sight of the concept and its healing. A picture no longer screening a full house where the family matters. A place where you can get through the growing pains. Just take it step by step and day by day, and eventually you will see the home improvement. See, I remember when these walls were built for refuge, but now these walls are designed to house everything an abode can hold, with the home excluded. We are now viewing full houses of equity be empty, abandoned buildings where someone willingly seeks shelter and willfully resorts to eating this world's garbage, starving for a home-cooked meal, barricading themselves in the corner ashamed, worn from the world in pain, looking for love with their handout. I think it's safe to say that a house isn't always home, and a home isn't always housed. In fact, you would be appalled to realize that there are so many people with houses who don't realize how homeless they are. So in turn, how do we judge those without houses who are forced to realize that they themselves are home, that their interior is designed to belong because their hearts to be purpose, that even though their circumstances aren't equal, there is still equity in their foundation, that they are the key that open doors to hearts that have gone vacant. So instead of finding fault in them, we should be finding favor. For they are a direct reflection of how polluted and ruthless this earth is. And what's worse is that we are a part of the problem. You know, when we laugh, point, and mock them, scorn them for their self-sabotage. To be honest, our repulse is both damaging and sickening, heart-wrenching that we betray our human heroes who are plagued by this system's iniquities. But like a good neighbor, Miriam's Kitchen is always there to ensure that humanity remains progressive. A non-judgmental blessing that became a full house where the family matters. A place of grace where you can get through the growing pains. Just take it step by step and day by day, and eventually you will see the home improvement. A neighbor who is truly invested in how you are doing, for their love is not partial or part-time. This neighbor sees you as a resident no matter where you reside. A community of beings who actually engage in communion. A soup kitchen that became a movement, making it clear that there is living room for all when you find home in the human. See, Miriam's Kitchen saw dignity in the disheartened, warded their integrity, allowing them to blossom, for the strength of a tree is within a small seed. It just needs a village for cultivation. So in imitation of Miriam's Kitchen, we too can be a good neighbor by giving our time, compassion, and donation. For even in our distance, our love will still be present in association. Together, we can help rehabilitate the structure that has been disabled. So no matter if your home is housed or not, there is always an extra seat at Miriam's Kitchen's table.
One more time for the truth, everyone, the truth. And by the way, if you would like to work on your skills of expressing yourself, the Poet Life has added an item in our tonight's silent auction, a workshop where you go down and work with the skilled artists there to help you with your skills in poetry. Find that, of course, on your silent auction phone tab, One Cause. You can look that up. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to a very exciting part of our program, which is tonight's awards. And so every year, Miriam's Kitchen recognizes outstanding leaders who help create community where every person can have a safe place to call home. Each award presented tonight, of course, represents a core value at Miriam's Kitchen. Number one, and please, when you hear these core values, I'd like for you to recognize them with a round of applause. Number one, dignity. Miriam's Kitchen treats their guests with dignity and respect. And shown by the way they show how they treat one another and the high-quality meals that are fed. How about number two, belonging? Yes, from the guests to volunteers, staff and donors, partners, everyone experiences the power of belonging at Miriam's Kitchen and is transformed by our community. Number three, change. Miriam's Kitchen transforms the lives while changing a system, as we said before, that tolerates homelessness. Each of the awards is one of a kind and hand-painted by a Miriam's Kitchen guest. And helping us to present the 2022 Change Honoree Award is Jesse Rubinowitz, and Senior Manager of Policy and Advocacy, and please, John Mason, Chair of Miriam Kitchen's Leadership Council. Please welcome them now to the stage.
Good evening, everybody. Let's hear a round of applause for Miriam's Kitchen again. My name is John Mason, and I'm chair of the Leadership Council at Miriam's Kitchen. And Councilmember Nadeau is a stalwart champion of our shared goal of ending chronic homelessness. Throughout her leadership as chair of the Human Services Committee, Councilmember Nadeau has funded thousands of vouchers to end chronic homelessness. Most recently, through an effort to implement a small tax on DC's wealthiest residents to fund permanent supportive housing. Additionally, Councilmember Nadeau has led the fight to stop encampment evictions during hypothermia season and continually pushes her colleagues to address the urgent needs of people experiencing homelessness.
And as the Senior Manager for Advocacy and Policy at Miriam's Kitchen, I have the distinct pleasure of working with Councilmember Nadeau and her amazing staff on a daily basis and seeing firsthand their commitment to ending chronic homelessness and addressing DC's low-income housing crisis. I did some back of the napkin math before I came up here, and since our time on the DC Council, together with Councilmember Nadeau, DC has funded over $150 million in recurring funding for permanent supportive housing. I know that when DC finally crosses the finish line and ends chronic homelessness, it will be due in large part to Councilmember Nadeau's work. I'm proud to introduce my friend and my Councilmember Brianne Nadeau.
Thank you so much. I'm going to try something that works for me when I'm out in community. If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap 2 times. If you can hear my voice, clap 3 times. Now we got it. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here tonight, and I have this speech written, but I feel like I'm probably going to just go off book a little bit here, because to be here and to receive an honor from Miriam's Kitchen in particular is very personal and meaningful to me. I think I can credit Sarah Gibson for being the one who first dragged me to Miriam's for the breakfast service, helping prep and then serve the guests, which was really special because I got to see everything in action in that direct service. But one of the things that I've always loved about Miriam's is it's not just a service-based organization, it's a change-based organization. And when I was growing up, and I talk a lot about having been a Girl Scout, and looking for work and leaving things better than I found them, and I talk a lot about, the influence that my Jewish faith has had on me to pursue justice and to repair the world, and getting on campaigns at age 11 and really being plugged into that advocacy side of things. It was because I always felt like I wanted to be at the root cause level. And so I'm really proud to work with Miriam's because you take what you learn in service and apply it to making change, because ultimately you want to get yourselves out of the business because you want us to end homelessness. That's right. And I think we can do it. So I'm getting this award tonight because of a sustained and coordinated and team effort between our residents and guests themselves, advocates and government officials. And I'm grateful for that partnership. And I want to take a moment to note, no council member can do this without an incredible staff. And for me, that's been Ben Davis and Amir Mansour. And Amir is here tonight. So, and I'm also grateful. I bumped into a bunch of people tonight that I've worked with over the years. It's amazing to be honored on the same night as Lindsey Buss, who I first got to know when I was in ANC, and he was at Martha's Table down the street from where I was serving. And the fact that we keep bumping into each other, I think, says something about the paths that we've chosen in service to our community. So, Lindsey, congratulations to you as well. It was wonderful to see George tonight from the Lou Committee of the People for Fairness Coalition, who worked with me on getting the public restrooms bill passed. When I became council member, I don't think I knew off the break that I was going to want to be the chair of the Human Services Committee, but I figured it out pretty quickly. There is a plastic bucket in my office, and it is filled with toy plastic soldiers. And when I first got into office, somebody would come by once a month from our homeless advocate community and take out some of the soldiers to show how many homeless veterans we had housed. And then I noticed after a while they stopped coming. And I asked why. And I learned it was because we were no longer making progress in ending homelessness for our veterans. And I thought, well, that's not going to work for me, because I came here to do that work. And I thought, well, I'm going to take on this cause of ending chronic homelessness, and I'm going to try to be the chair of the Committee on Human Services. And there was so much going on at that time as a new chair. We had the TANF benefit cliff looming, and we ended that. We changed our TANF policy, so there's no more cliff, and you can be on benefits as long as you need them, rather than having an arbitrary end date that the government sets. When I got in we were the last state that still allowed civil commitment of people with disabilities, and we ended that. And when I got in, we had a plan to make homelessness rare, brief, and non-recurring, but never enough funding to get it done. So I got to work. I established the street outreach team in the Department of Human Services. Thank you to Miriam for being an essential partner on that, especially in Ward 1. We fought back against the inhumane clearings of homeless encampments in the middle of winter. Well, yeah, but we got to keep fighting on that one. So we don't win them all, but we never stop fighting. And now we're ending chronic homelessness, not little by little, but with big, bold moves like the Homes and Hearts Amendment. And let me tell you, my colleagues in the building, they see me coming and they're like, oh no, here comes Nadeau. She's gonna ask me for more money to end homelessness again. That's okay, I don't mind. And, you know, so we were doing it in slightly large chunks over the years. First, we ended a wasteful program for companies that weren't really benefiting the district, and we funded a little bit that way, and we funded a little bit more that way the next year. And ideas that I brought up that seemed radical would end up being adopted by the chairman of the council as very normal. So you try that one on for size. If it's radical when Brianne does it, and then Phil does it the next year, is it radical anymore? I don't know. But the Homes and Hearts Amendment is by far the thing I'm most proud of. So in case you don't know, what we did in this budget is we raised taxes on our wealthiest residents just a teeny little bit. And teeny. Something like if you make $300,000 a year, you pay about $3,000 more in taxes per year, which I think we can handle, right? In exchange for that, we raised wages for childcare workers. We created a monthly basic income for working families and put $65 million annually toward housing for 24 households experiencing homelessness. And I do not care what the Washington Post says. I will do it again and again and again if it saves people's lives and ends chronic homelessness. I do not regret it for 1 minute. But I didn't do it alone. I couldn't have done any of that without your guidance, support, and advocacy. And I want to take a moment also to say, especially to my colleague, Councilmember Janice Lewis-George, who was just so steadfast as a freshman even, not worrying about what the consequences would be, just standing up and getting it done with me, and Charles Allen, who was a part of that. I know there's still work to do. Money in the budget does not magically house people. We know that. The process is still taking too long, despite my close oversight of the agencies involved, but I will not rest until we get every dollar allocated to a person who needs and deserves safe and dignified housing. So let me just close with some gratitude, because by far the greatest gift to any leader in government is an organized coalition of like-minded advocates who can guide you on the path forward. For me, the Way Home campaign has been that gift. Each year laying out in great detail how we as a government could put our money where our strategic plans were, how many units of permanent supportive housing are needed, which programs lacked critical funds, what services were needed. The Way Home campaign, with Miriam's Kitchen at the helm, laid out the roadmap each year for those of us committed to ending chronic homelessness and created a sense of urgency. Every time an unhoused resident testified about having been evaluated for housing, but being told they would have to wait on a long list and remain in shelter or out on the street, I heard a call to action. Every time Dr. Crossland at Unity Health testified about serving her unhoused clients and how their chronic health conditions were exacerbated by being unhoused, I heard a call to action. And every time we lost one of our unhoused residents to the effects of homelessness, I heard a call to action. Thank you to all of those who made up the chorus of voices that have led our government to action. It is because of you that chronic homelessness among individuals is now down 22% since Homeward DC was first implemented. And it's because of you that we will keep working until we end it. Thank you.
Now, before we bring up our next award winner, I got a quick reminder for you to log out of TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and anything else that may not be related to raising money for Miriam's Kitchen, because your silent auction is closing in 5 minutes. So all of those amazing items that have been donated, keep bidding until you win. You have 5 minutes, 7:50, it will close. And now to present this year's Belonging Award, please welcome to the stage Ryan Palmer, Director of the Washington Community Initiatives at the A. James and Alice B. Clark Foundation, who was last year's Belonging Honoree, as well as Scott Schenkelberg. Give them a round of applause, everyone.
I appreciate it. So I am not Ryan Palmer, but I am delighted to present this award to Lindsey Buss. Lindsey Buss is our Belonging Honoree this year. Lindsey is the Senior External Affairs Officer of Community Outreach at the World Bank Group. The World Bank's mission is to end extreme poverty and boost shared prosperity around the world, including here in DC. As the home of its headquarters, the generous World Bank community has supported Miriam's Kitchen for more than 3 decades through employee giving, grants, volunteerism, and in-kind donations. Lindsey's experience at the World Bank, as well as the former president and CEO of Martha's Table, has also made him an incredibly thoughtful and influential partner. For example, Lindsey was instrumental in creating and funding Measuring for Change, which strengthened the evaluation efforts of Miriam's Kitchen and other nonprofits in the DC area. And I personally have appreciated Lindsey as both a friend and a sounding board who deeply understands and supports the important role Miriam's Kitchen plays in advancing a more equitable community where every person has a safe place to call home. So please welcome to the stage Lindsey Buss, our Belonging Honoree. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. It was kind of funny. Scott mentioned earlier that it was the first time he had spoken publicly in 2.5 years. And I kind of realized it's the same for me, other than if you want to count my 2 teenagers. And they don't listen to me, so I already feel like I'm ahead of the game. I spotted a couple people listening here. So I already feel ahead of the game. I might need to think about taking the microphone home with me. Maybe that'll help there. So, really excited to be here and grateful. You know, with Mr. Thomas as an honoree, his work as an advocate inspires me. I think about also Councilmember Nadeau, who, as she referenced, I first met when she was an ANC chair, just working tirelessly and with the patience of Job. Anyway, it was so impressive. And it's great to see a public servant like that continuing to serve the residents of DC. So, but being in this spot and speaking on behalf of the World Bank Group, its staff and its retirees, obviously we're humbled, but more so it just all feels kind of backwards. It all feels like we want to honor you, Miriam's Kitchen, and thank you. The work of Miriam's Kitchen is so special to us because we not only share a city, we share a neighborhood. It's only a few blocks from us. And since you were founded, we've seen your guests every day, and it makes your work very personal and intimate for us. The mission of the World Bank is to end poverty around the world, but we also want to be a part of that struggle right here, where we work and live. And Miriam's brings us in and allows us to do just that. It is a real gift for us to be able to support you in your daily acts of solidarity and empathy in your ongoing fight for equitable and comprehensive housing. It's like you're allowing us to live our values through you. You inspire and you empower us. And that was never more true than during COVID. While we went to home-based work, Miriam's was in person every day. And by supporting Miriam's, we felt we were there too. It's a really special gift to have that kind of connection, to provide that connection to another person, to say, hey, you're with us. And finally, I want to thank the staff. It's called Miriam's Kitchen, but it's really about Miriam's cooks. So whether you're preparing a delicious meal, leading art programs, doing case management or street outreach, advocating for an equitable housing system, conducting evaluation to make those programs better, fundraising, or very importantly, finding someone a home. You make our neighborhood better, you make our city better, and you really make us all better. So thank you very much.
Now, friends, I want to make a small, simple request, if we may. We have a person's coming to the stage in just a moment to receive the Dignity Award. And so we want to make sure we have everyone's full attention. If you're in the back, I want to invite you to come on up. In fact, would it be okay with those of you sitting here if some people joined you at your tables where there's an available seat? So I want to invite everyone who is standing in the back to come on up. We want you to be a part of this. We would love to have everyone's kind and considerate attention as our next honoree takes the stage. Come on up. Your seat is right here for you. It takes quite a bit of courage to tell a personal story. We want to give them all of the support, all of the love, and all of the respect that we can. And we've been having a good time, but I know we can do it. Does someone have a utensil and a glass? And if not, we can do it. Big whistle again, please. We need if we could have every person's attention. This is extremely important, and I want to make sure that we are providing the support. Just a few more. Can we get everyone's attention? I know that we can. I absolutely know we can do it. Shh, shh, shh. Now, it is worth this extra effort. It is worth the extra effort to bring ourselves to silence. Many of us in this room may have no idea what people are going through, what they go through. Miriam's Kitchen is there for them. if someone is willing to step forward to share their story, I want to make sure we give them 100% of our hearts and minds and support. So we are ready to introduce this year's Dignity Award. So I think I have Lara. Lara, are you with us? Lara, come on up, Lara. So Lara is the Chief Advocacy Officer. Also like to invite Tony. Is Tony Burns? Tony, come on up. Our 2022 Dignity Honoree. Thank you, Lara.
Thank you all for being here tonight. I'm Lara Pukach, Chief Advocacy Officer at Miriam's Kitchen, and I'm thrilled to be joined by my friend and colleague, Tony Burns, Distinguished Advocate Leader and previous recipient of the Miriam's Kitchen Dignity Award, as we jointly introduce this year's awardee, Wesley Thomas. For those of you that don't yet know Wesley, he is an integral part of the Miriam's Kitchen community. He testifies before the DC Council about the importance of funding for street outreach and permanent supportive housing. He meets with our own outreach team to give advice and tips, and he's constantly connecting neighbors to services in his own community. He is a gentle soul, an ardent advocate, and a powerful storyteller. He is incredibly generous with his time and with his story, never ceasing to give back to those around him.
Good evening, everyone. Larry, y'all knew better than to give me a minute. That ain't gonna work for me. What a great, fabulous looking group you are. I was joking with Lara early. I am hot foot here from Austin, where I was a part of a conference and a keynote speaker, but I had to be here. The first time I attended Miriam's Kitchen Gala, Wesley and I sat at the same table. Who would have thought that a few years later, you would be the recipient of such an award, and I'd get a chance to introduce you. So, before he takes the stage, I want to let you guys know that he is the epitome of resilience. And I am so honored to introduce him. Please join me in congratulating and welcoming to this podium the 2022 Miriam's Kitchen Dignity Honoree, the incomparable Mr. Wesley Thomas.
Take a picture.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, with humility, I would like to thank the miraculous and wonderful staff at Miriam's Kitchen. If it were not for their trust and belief in me, I would not be standing here before you this evening. My name is Wesley Thomas. I'm a member of Miriam's Kitchen Speakers Bureau and homeless advocate. From 1988 until 2017, I was homeless, living and sleeping on the streets of Washington, D.C. for 29 years. In 1988, I found myself in Lafayette Square Park, across the street from the White House, homeless, frightened, penniless, with only the clothing on my back, and not a clue where I would eat nor sleep. Fortunately, in the area, there were some very kind homeless people at that time. They loaned me several blankets, and they showed me a safe place to rest my head for the night. The following morning when I woke up, they said, "Wes, would you like to get some breakfast?" I said, "Well, I don't have any money." And they kind of chuckled at me. They said, "No, it's free." So I accompanied them to Western Presbyterian Church, Miriam's Kitchen. As we walked down the flight of stairs to go eat, I said, "What is this commotion?" They said, "Well, it's on a first come, first served basis." And that morning I received 2 hard-boiled eggs, 1 cup of coffee, and 1 cup of Kool-Aid, served in styrofoam cups. I continued to go here for breakfast for several years more until they relocated. Now, at the new location, when I walked down the flight of stairs, I was totally surprised. They had come totally full circle. They had cafeteria-style seating. You know, they had this large state-of-the-art coffee machine. They had large containers with Kool-Aid and juice. And they served delicious hot breakfast. You could get eggs, grits, hash brown potatoes, sometimes French toast, and sometimes pancakes. And they also passed out clothing and toiletries. But one of the most important things, you had use of restroom facilities, which is very important to homeless people. You could freshen up, wash up in the morning. But what I liked most was the relaxed atmosphere. You could sit down, you could gather your thoughts for the morning before you went out. And I became very familiar with most of the staff there. And this was a meeting place where I met homeless people from all over the city. And what you don't know, Miriam's Kitchen is packed every day. So several years later, they added street outreach to their program. And I remember it was around the time, my birthday, and I was telling myself, I can no longer live this destructive lifestyle of getting high every day. I had to make a conscious change. Many of my friends had died due to street violence or drug or alcohol abuse. A lot of them had succumbed to hypothermia. So I started to attend what is called SMART recovery meetings, and I still do to this day, where I mentor other individuals, and I've been clean ever since. Later on that year, a young lady by the name of Lindsey from the street outreach team was helping a friend of mine named Randall. Now, Randall was quite stubborn. He's one of my best friends. He's still stubborn to this day. But as I observed her, she was good at her job, she was professional with her job, and she practiced what I call due diligence. And she finally was able to get Randall an apartment. So one day I stopped Lindsey and I said, "Lindsey, well, you think you can help me like you helped Randall?" And I remember her answer. It frustrated me, but it never deterred me from getting off the streets. And she said, "Well, I have to ask my case manager because you're not on my caseload." So the following year, around about March, guess who became my case manager? Lindsey. And not longer after she became my case manager, I say about a week later, I was matched to a permanent supporting housing voucher. So one day, she accompanied me over to Anchor Mental Health, which is my core agency. Let me explain, because I suffer from mental illness also. I have a psychiatrist, a therapist, a case manager, and I have a nurse where I get my medication, and we attend group therapy sessions. So one day upon leaving there, she said, "Well, Wes, I have this questionnaire I would like you to help me fill out." So I said, "Cool." So we sat down, because Anchor's over near Catholic University, near one of these coffee shops, and we had a coffee and a juice. And she proceeded to tell me, after we did the questionnaire, there's some apartment complexes on Connecticut Avenue, near the zoo, that are taking housing vouchers. So I meet her there the following morning. and I remember it quite clearly. So we go into the offices, and we're talking to this young lady in charge of the leasing department named Cheyenne. She was very personable, very kind. So she explains to us about the availability of the apartments like that. So she takes us upstairs and she shows me a studio apartment. I hadn't seen an apartment in years, but the size of it for the studio was about the size of a one-bedroom. Now, the thing that caught my eye, it had those hardwood floors, and they were shining. I'm like, this is nice. I hope I can move in here. So this is, I want to show you something else. So she takes us upstairs on the roof, and they have a roof terrace up there. And man, they had lounge chairs and tables. You could read a book up there, relax. Then we look over the south side of the building. You talking about a spectacular view? You can see Crystal City off afar. You can see the Capitol, the Monument, and all the other museums and icons that line the National Mall downtown. So several days later, I come back and fill out that application. I'm hyped the whole time. Then Lindsey calls me. She says, your application has been accepted. So I'm expecting to move in and sign the lease. But I didn't know with those permanent support and housing vouchers, there's a 2 to 5 week waiting period before you can move in. And I'm staying with my friend Randall, who she helped get an apartment earlier, on pins and needles. So the day is April 27, 2017, when I go sign the lease. Now I'm filling out 30 pieces of paper, initial and everything, but the whole time in the back of my head, I'm saying, I'm waiting for the keys. You understand what I'm saying? So as I put my key into the door of my apartment building, it's like this big load had been lifted off of my shoulders. I say to myself, I can take a hot shower anytime I like now. I don't have to wait for an appointment to come through. I could rest, go to sleep in my bed safely and not worry about someone attacking me. And one of the best parts, I can go in the kitchen and fix me a slamming meal. So, with this blessing I have been given and this great opportunity I've been given, I tell myself, I'm going to use this opportunity to pay it forward, to give back and help the brothers and the sisters who are still living and sleeping homeless on the streets of Washington, D.C. That first Thanksgiving and first Christmas, all the people on the streets are still my friends. I would invite one over to take a hot shower, eat a delicious meal, watch a little television, and get a good night's rest. So I came up with an idea. I called Lindsey. Now, Miriam's Kitchen has a newsletter. And I said, you think Miriam's would be interested in printing my story in their newsletter? They did. And when I see a copy of the newsletter, they took pictures today. I put my key in my door of my apartment, which I love so much. I got this big grin on my face. And the caption reads, "No place like home." So, not too long after that, I meet some miraculous people, and I mean miraculous people. May Powers introduces herself to me. Then I meet Laura from Advocacy. Then I meet Ashley, who was running the Speakers Bureau at the time, and I joined them both. Since then, I have been on News for Your Sunday with Pat Lawson News when they had What Does It Mean to Be a Good Neighbor campaign. I have participated in the National Alliance to End Homelessness. It was a 3-day conference where organizations from all over the United States shared their eyes and views. I learned a lot. I have witnessed and testified on behalf of the homeless before the DC City Council on several occasions. I have spoken to different student organizations on the campus of George Washington University. And this past winter, I was profiled and featured in the Helping Hand Initiative in the Washington Post. Because of my lived experience from all the years I was out there on the street, and the respect and the trust that I still have, I've been able to help 15 of my brothers and sisters to put keys in their own apartment doors. And as I stand here before you right now, I'm working on number 16 and number 17. So in closing, I would like to challenge each and every one of you that are here this evening, in whatever capacity, to continue to support Miriam's Kitchen in ending chronic and veteran homelessness here in Washington, D.C. I thank you.
Wesley Thomas, everybody. Wesley Thomas. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You see now why it was so important that we give 100% of our attention. He's giving 100% of his effort, helping those people living in the streets. You are making a difference. You are having an impact. Miriam's Kitchen has served over 1.2 million meals. Over 1,200 individuals they put into their permanent homes. What we need to do now is make a gift to Miriam's Kitchen, do it together as a community in this room tonight. So everyone, if you would join me now, thinking of the words, thinking of the story that you heard here tonight, but also the stories that we didn't hear, but we know are living just outside these walls here tonight. Consider making a donation, consider making an investment. My goal is that we can have 100% participation. Regardless of the size of your donation, if you give and give with others, we're going to have a massive impact on Miriam's Kitchen tonight. So now is the time to get out your smartphones, get your smartphones out, or if you brought your tablet, whatever it is, you need to get it out. Everyone received a text message. When you open it up, it says right there on the home page, Donate Now. That's the biggest button, and it's there for a reason. We had a generous donor that could not be here. We're going to put it up on just a moment. We can put up right now our scoreboard. You can see already we've raised $18,000. Well, guess what? We have a generous donor that's going to match the first, not 5, not 10, not 15, the first $20,000 we raise. So we need to go from 20 to 40. Yes or no, do you think we can do that here tonight? Yes or no, can we do it? Well, let's absolutely get started right now. Join me. You hit Donate Now and find any amount right there. You can see the number is $19,980. We're climbing for 40, knowing that the money will be matched. Every gift. Now take a look. Join with me as you see Michelle, you see Joyce, you see Kathleen. Come on, making donations. $20,000. Now Will Johnson, Tracy, Lindsey Buss. Thank you very much. $23,000. And this is not something we do idly sitting by. Join Joshua Turner, 23,000. Trisha Tyler, giving together, making a difference together, saying yes to the folks that need us. Anonymous, Megan Britt and Nick Gianti, thank you. Robert Duma, 25. We got 15 more climbing. We can do it. We can, we will do it. Find an amount and just make the investment. We're at 25, a little bit further to go. Let's keep climbing. If you've not made a gift, just find an amount that's meaningful for you. Just make the donation. And by the way, if I mispronounce your name, I apologize, and if you give again, I will try again to say it right. So thank you, Chioma, right here. 26,000 anonymous. We got to get a little energy. We got to get excited. Wesley's up here calling us out to say, let's do it. A call to action is what we've got. 26,000. Remember, if we get this number to 40, it will jump to 80. So come on, we can do it. Kirsten, thank you very much. $26,000. Kirsten's got some fans here, so Kirsten, thank you very much. Now we can keep climbing here just fine. 26,000. If you've got a flip phone with you, number one, we know no one's listening in on you, but if you want to make a donation, you can let us know. You can raise your hand. We will come to you, and you can certainly, if you'd like to pay by donor advised fund, any way you like, we can certainly accommodate. So we're 26,000, 27,000. Nancy, thank you, and Henry, thank you. Now cheer each other on right now. It's okay to get a little bit loud right now. 27,000. Let's make an amount, whether it's 100 or 500 or 250. Let's see. Scott is giving right here, our leader. Thank you, and Scott and Christina. So let's do it. 27,000. Look, 11,000 to go to get this match. 11,000 to go. 11. Stefan, thank you. Will, thank you. We're almost to 30,000. It feels good to see your name up there beside $30,000. So let's go. Stefan, thank you very much. $30,000. Valerie, let's go. It's climbing. 10,000 to go to unlock our match. 10,000 to go. 10,000. Thank you, Nichelle. 10,000 to go. 10,000 to go. Everyone jumping in there at 100 or 250, or think of $1,000. Think of $1,000. Someone told me tonight, Ben, if you ask for 1,000, I don't know, but I'm going to strongly consider 1,000. If that is you, think about it. Let's go. Lori Rubin, thank you very much. And Jason Powers, thank you. Now 31, 9,000 to go. 9,000 to unlock this match. 9,000 to go. Wesley, I know that we're going to do this. We're not going to give up right now, just like you never gave up year after year after year. Let's do it. Let's do it. Shall we keep going? Can we get to 40,000, everybody? Come on, let's give together. Let's make a donation right now. Give together. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Tom, thank you. 31,000. Going once for 40,000. We don't want to stop. We'd love to unlock the match. We can. We will get there. If you've not yet given, consider right here and now joining Tom and Jason and so many others into making a donation. 32,000. Thank you, Anonymous. Here we go. Thank you, Anonymous. Let's keep climbing. And it's okay for you to turn to the people at your table and say, you know what, we can do it. Let's do it. We can do it. Tell them we can do it. Tell them we can do it. It's possible. It's possible. 37. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you, Sue Bell. Let's climb. Thank you, May Powers. Here we go. Thank you, May. A little bit louder. We're climbing now. We're climbing. We're climbing for 40,000. $40,000. $40,000. Come on. 3,000 to go, Scott. You know we can get there. You know that we can do it. 37,321. A gentleman recently slammed his phone down at a board meeting and said, I've been paying over $100 every 30 days my entire adult life for cable TV that I told my kids never to watch. Think about all that money we're just sending out there. Here, when you send it in, it has an immediate impact. So 38,000. Consider the 100. Consider the 250, 250, 38,000. Let's keep climbing. Meg, thank you. Anonymous, thank you. Let's go for 40,000. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And by the way, Brian and Colleen, it's not inappropriate to jump up, have this in the background, take a selfie. You're your name, $38,000. You know you can do it. We're going to encourage you, so let's keep climbing. Let's keep climbing, putting our hands together. Who will take us to 40,000? Across the finish line at 40,000, unlocking the match. Now just $800 to go, everyone. Just $800 to go. Just $800 to go. Just 800, 5 or 10 or 15 or 20. It's all right. Come on, who wants to be the one unlocking $40,000 for Miriam's Kitchen? Who will do it right now? Lara, thank you very much. James, thank you very much. Every amount will do it. Every amount will do it. Okay, we'll just stop right here. No, let's go for $40,000. Come on, right? Come on. Sometimes we do it like this, going once for $40,000. Here we go, give it. Come on now, everybody, let's go. $40,000. Even if you've made a gift, make one more gift together. Here we go, under 400, under 400. Anonymous, anonymous, let's go. Come on now, come on, come on. 40,000. $40,000. Not only unlocking a $40,000 match, 2 additional generous sponsors agreed to donate $10,000 each. Give them a round of applause. Way to go, way to go. Yes, come on, give them a big round of applause. Yes, 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 yes. Now, I want to do one more thing with you right here, which, before we finish. By the way the names display here, they show up in the order that they are received. So the last gift, of course, being $10,000 came in from an anonymous donor. But if you were to give right now, your name would pop up there. And so I want to just recognize one person. If you're the last one to give, thank you, Sherry, taking us to, look at that, 80 to 82, 82,000. Give Sherry a round of applause right there, from 80 to 82. Now, I got something right over here that I'm going to give to someone. Raise your hand if you're familiar with the artist who handcrafts this woodwork. Raise your hand if you're familiar. Of course, it's Scott, our president and CEO. Not this. Can we call this a Schenkel board? Can we say this? We can, right? So this is a Schenkel board right here. And you know what I'm going to do? Every time that you're preparing a meal, you can remember this group of individuals that signed up and that showed up here tonight to serve others, be there for people when they need it most. And if this is at your table, you can remember that you're a part of something special. It's no mystery over the last 2 years. We learned that each of us need all of us, and all of us need each of us. We know this. So right now, if you give, what number should we, let's say, what number should we say? $50. And you're the last one that does so, we're going to get, and not only you may use this for cooking, but if not, you could autograph this, Scott. You could autograph this. So right now, if you put your name on the board, or maybe we should do, what do you say? We should do, just do 25. Is 25 on there? Let's do 25. Let me take a look here. Let me take a look. I don't want that to fall over, Scott. Now take a look. Someone likes to be the first, and you know, Sherry's the last one, but I'm encouraging you who are watching to have this item and win with us. I'm going to open up my bidding and just take a look and see where it is. So the lowest button says 50. You can hit other and put in 25, or let's add a 25. Let's add a $25 button. And right now, someone's got to lead the way. It's no fun if no one does it, right? So someone just make the donation, then I'm going to give this to you as our last hero, the last donor. I'm going to bring it down there. And let me know if it appears. And there we go. There is one. So give Margaret a round of applause. Margaret, where are you? Now, of course, no, I'm sorry, Lindsey. Lindsey is now last. Let's give Lindsey. Lindsey, where are you? Hold on, Will, where are you? So let's go, all right? So I'm going to give you just a couple of seconds. It's only $25. You're going to hand this. You could, if you were thinking, you could have some of these folks autograph it for you. So here we go. It's only $25. Going once, going twice. Third and final call to win. And we have, oh, hold on. Now this part, if it gets quiet, it's seriously between me and you. If it gets quiet in here, it's a little weird. Okay, it's a little weird. So you got to get loud. Oh, hold on, Heather. So I'm going to have to say closed, and then we're going to have to close it on the system. And because it's internet, it hits the server and filters down. So everybody with me? So let's ready. Let's get it closed. Let's get it closed. Going once, here we go to give it a bit, go give it, go give it a bit, able to go give, here we go to give it a bit. Going twice, Elizabeth is in command. Who's it going to be? And you can cheer for them now. You can cheer, it doesn't matter. Here we go, give it a bit, able to third and final call, third and final call, third and final call. And who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? We've raised $83,000 right now. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Where was I again? Scott, where was I? I'm sorry, I got a little confused right there. Going once, okay, here we go. Going twice, third and final call. Sarah, give Sarah a round of applause. She's in charge. Brian and Colleen, hold on. All right, here we go. Get ready. All right, I realize this going once, going twice, third and final call may not work very well because someone's going to keep giving, and apparently we do have to be out of here by 2:30 a.m. So we're going to wrap it up right here, right now. So I'm going to spell out the word sold. When I say the letter D, that's it. Close it down when I say the letter D, okay? And by the way, 83,000 is fantastic. So here we go. Going once, here we go, give it a bit, able to buy, go give. Going twice, here we go, give it a bit, able to buy, go give. Third and final call, third and final call. Let's spell it out, everybody. S, here we go, give it a bit, able to buy. O, don't wait until the end. Don't wait until the end. L, there we go, S, here we go, O, now a bit L. And here we go. The final letter is... Close it down. You got to wait a second because, you know, I don't want to be like to have a Steve Harvey situation, you know, wrong name, wrong time. I don't want to, I've learned that sometimes the internet refresh. So I think with that, ladies and gentlemen, friends of Miriam's Kitchen, you have raised $83,181. Stefan, right here? Right here, Stefan, is that you? Give Stefan a round of applause. He's sitting right over here. Well done, well done. Could you stand up, Stefan? He doesn't want to, but let's give him a round of applause, yes. Now, I know what Scott is thinking right now. He says, Ben, why did you turn off the giving? You know, we should turn it back on in case you're like me and you can't sleep at night knowing full well we were that close to 84,000. And, right, I'm just saying that it would feel good to get there. So, now, that was great. Let me make sure I have one where I am. I got myself all excited there. Okay. Now, we're just about ready to wrap this up, folks. Very exciting here. And so let me get here to the next portion. I think we are ready for Cheryl to come to the stage. Am I right about that? You guys ready for this? You know her, you love her. Executive Chef Cheryl Bell.
Remarks. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for your support and your rousing to my coming to the stage. So I thank you for that. Wesley, My hat's off to you. You inspire me to do what I do every day, and I thank you for sharing your story. It's people like you that make me get up every day, you too, Tony, to do what I do, to create those opportunities. So we started thanking our volunteers on the way in at the beginning of this event, and I would be remiss as the person who runs the kitchen program not to thank those who helped us make it through the pandemic. So, as the executive chef and leader of the meals program, I often get the credit and the glory for wins and successes. While I do take the role that creates the vision, I have supporting cast who actually make it happen. And in that spirit, I would like to recognize them at this time. The social services and case management team. You have rallied through changing weather to keep outside dining available for our guests, and I thank you for that. Martha, my volunteer manager, my unseen, yes. My unseen and sometimes forgotten magician that ensures that we have volunteers to keep, to help us execute service. Thank you. My staff, Marlene, Estella, and Pam. You have adapted to every change we made without questioning or unwavering support. I thank you so much. Marcus, who was unable to be here tonight, he's my executive sous chef. When I decided to pivot so we could continue to serve meals during the pandemic, you never hesitated to make the necessary sacrifices with me to work 14 hours a day and staying in hotels for up to 9 months in order for us to be able to do so, to ensure that our guests could still be served a quality hot meal for breakfast and dinner. My volunteer sous chefs, who I call super sous chefs. Last but certainly not least, my small but mighty volunteer sous chef team. When I reached out to this group, along with others who were unable to attend tonight, to see if they would be willing to come in to help us, without a moment's hesitation, being fully aware of all of the sacrifices, the risks that came along with it, and the uncertainty of COVID, every last one of them, without hesitation, said yes. To this day, you are dedicated and often volunteer multiple days per week. You became our family over the past 2 years, celebrating birthdays, holidays, helping us put off 25 fried turkeys with a 2-box dinner for Thanksgiving and Christmas for our guests. We called that the holiday extravaganza. And then we all got to sit down and eat a meal together, all of us. So that was great. I will always be humbled by your support and trust in me and our program to make the sacrifice to help us over the past 2+ years. You say you helped us through the pandemic, but you kept us sane, and I thank you for that. And as a small token of my appreciation for all you do for us every single day, I got you a functional gift. You know how much I love functional gifts. This is a special knife that was a collaboration. It has a lifetime warranty and was a collaboration between Chris Kimball of Milk Street and Hinkle's Knives. And so I got this gift for you that I will give to you later so you can enjoy the rest of the event. But needless to say, my heart is in my chest because you didn't have to do what you did, and I'm very grateful that you do. I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do, and you all are passionate about what you do. And the fact that you come in every single day in some cases and give me everything that you have, my hat's off to you. I love y'all. Thank you so much for all you do. so we can get a group photo.
One more big round of applause for our super sous chefs, Miriam's Kitchen, making the magic happen each and every day. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw toward the end of our program, I just want to say on behalf of every person, man, woman, and child out there living on the streets that receives relief from Miriam's Kitchen, from our amazing and incredible staff, army of volunteers, sincere and heartfelt thank you to you for being here. And as William Barclay said, surely in the short life that we have here, it's our duty to do all the good we can in all the ways we can for all the people we can. To close us out tonight, we have another special guest from Poet Live, so please welcome him to the stage. Make sure that I get this, I'm so sorry. But yes, I want to make sure I get this right. Please welcome to the stage, Church the Poet. Church, come on up, sir.
How's everyone doing? Are y'all doing good? I first want to say thank you. This is my third time being a part of the gala, so I'm excited to be asked to be back. But I want y'all to do me one favor. Turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor. You got to turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, I am one paycheck from being homeless. The reality of it this year, a lot of people lost their jobs, their homes. Tonight you gave over $83,000. Thank you, May. I appreciate it. Tonight you gave over $83,000 to go back to people who've been giving themselves, their lives, changing this young man here, Wesley. So tonight my poem is dedicated to you, so you understand what we've been going through and what you all do for them. I'll admit it, that some days I forget how beautiful we are, how beautiful we look, that we are human. That's how some days we're self-centered, that our thoughts can become how forgetful a busy week may get, how often we dehumanize our fellow men and women, our brothers and our sisters. But we're all human. Yes, we are all human, and we can turn a blind eye to those that don't look like us or carry themselves like us, but aren't we part of the greatest nation called the U.S.? Like removing the dots and the periods won't make it just us. I'm reminded of why those at Miriam Kitchen have become the bridge to changing the hues in all of us humans. Because the color of our skin don't make us any better than any other citizens. I believe in honor. I believe in building self-worth. I believe in helping our fellow humans, and that's what Miriam's Kitchen is here for. To uplift and to bring awareness to those that have been helped and those that are being helped through the organization. See, they're here to organize while being a balance beam and extending a helping hand. See, the goal is to always end homelessness, chronic and veterans, to give them a place to go, somewhere to eat, something to look forward to. This is what Miriam's Kitchen has always been for. To be the stepping stones. To look in those who look like they say they don't know if that's me or not. To look the person in the eye and be like, hey, do you see me? And yes, yes we do. And like no other day, today isn't different. We're trying to give you generational opportunities for the people of DC. See, Miriam Kitchen has been here and have been home to a lot of people. And like we all know, they're trying to change those vouchers into keys quickly, pushing hard against the system, fighting for equity and inclusion for all. That ain't just for y'all, that's for us, that's for all of us. See, your donation and investment is historical. Your time tonight is priceless. And I wonder, when I write this, do you know how important your investment is to those that have been around you? See, I've been blessed to see the progress, and that's why I believe we got to capture and seize every moment. We got to make sure that we understand where we're coming from, to capture those times daily, because there is someone who needs us. There is someone who is counting on us. So like Miriam's Kitchen, there is no progress without your help and the leadership of Miriam's Kitchen. So tonight, as we inch just a little bit closer to the finish line, I'm asking, can you see how important your part is in this organization? Because I do. We all saw how important raising $84,000 is at this moment. Know it yourself, and how you gives back to these people like Wesley and Tony and many more of them. So tonight, as the finish line gets a little bit closer, I want to be able to hold your hands, my hand, and hoist it at the finish line as we look to each other and say, we're just this close to ending homelessness here in DC and all over the U.S. So stand with me. Stand with me. Stand with me. Push hard. Hold each other up. Because we all know tomorrow's not promised. But as Miriam Kitchen practices daily, how they go out every day to make sure they're making sure homes are there for all, which equals justice for all. That means for us tonight, we can do it. I know we will. Join me tonight as we help Miriam's Kitchen in homelessness tonight.
All right, thank you, church. Thank you so very much. And now with that, we are saying good night and thank you and goodbye. Remember on your way out that you will have your Miriam's Kitchen magnet and water bottle. Make sure that you are representing this and find every excuse, every reason when you're in line paying for goods to talk about Miriam's Kitchen, because each and every new person that joins our community can make a difference. One last and final thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Have an amazing night, and thank you all for supporting Miriam's Kitchen. Good night, everyone.